Are you the mom of a kid who you just don't know what the heck is going wrong, but they are just over the top with temper tantrums, meltdowns, sibling rivalry, like your whole day, every day is just a chaotic hell? Well, I'm Bonnie Liotta, and I do a lot of videos bringing awareness to the fact that we've been taught some things about parenting that are just bringing us to this chaos. Like there's a cause to the effect. But I want to share why I'm doing these videos, and it's because 18 years after God gave me a dream to find a way to empower all the kids before the age of 12, didn't really know what that meant. I just knew that I was a very disempowered teenager and I made a lot of really stupid mistakes, and I thought, if kids could know the success plan, goal, plan, action, perseverance before the age of 12, then they could grow up feeling more worthy. But 18 years after that dream, in 2011, I had 4 kids. My parenting dream was dying very quickly. I was losing connection with them, or had already lost connection with them. They were fighting with each other all day. My house was a chaotic mess. Anybody who ever came over to my house back then would probably be like, "You're a parenting coach now? Like, what the heck?" Is because I didn't know what to do. I was reading all the parenting books and watching the videos and watching Super Nanny and Nanny 911 and like really trying my best to be a positive parent, using timeouts and takeaways and lectures to try to explain to my kids why lying was bad and everything else. You know what I'm talking about. And anyways, I ended up becoming very successful in my life. I was an entrepreneur. I worked really hard to give them a great life, a life I always wanted. We had a 7-bedroom house they didn't want for anything. They had all the gadgets, the cell phones, computers, Nintendo DS's, karaoke machine, you name it, they had it. Toys R Us in each bedroom. Anyways, I'm in the bathroom in fetal position, crying my eyes out every night because I just had lost complete control. And I thought at that time that maybe being a grandparent would be easier. And I want to tell you right now, it's not. We have clients who are grandparents who are struggling with the same thing. Now they're struggling with their adult children and their grandchildren. So don't think that you can just survive until your kids are 18 and they'll be gone. That's not true. They leave the house, they multiply, and they come back. Okay, so we need to kind of get what I'm talking about here. And right at the brink of despair, my deepest, darkest moment as a parent, and I was praying to God in the bathroom, like, show me the way. Like, my dream of empowering kids was dying very quickly. And right around that time, I met a gentleman by the name of Thomas Liotta, and I didn't know this at the time when I met him. I didn't know he knew anything about kids. I just met him on a personal development cruise ship, and he was really smart, and we became friends over a period of months. And I eventually invited him to Canada to put together a workshop with me. And that's when I saw him with my kids. And I saw a completely new, empowering language. It was like the dream that I had back in 1994, 18 years later, the answer showed up in this gentleman. I later found out that he had an after-school program in his martial arts school. He's a 4th-degree black belt in Taekwondo, and he had a program called Creating Champions for Life, which was actually inducted into the Martial Arts Hall of Fame in 2004. But he knew how to speak to kids in a way that motivated them to engage, in a way that caused an effect I want to call cooperation, harmony, love, joy, peace, togetherness, acceptance. And I was just like, you can parent with goals? Like, why did anybody ever tell me that you could parent with goals? And so I started to incorporate his methods into my home. And after 6 months and hundreds of sticky notes, I was like, oh my God, like, you have a parenting philosophy here that could literally change lives. And I prayed to God about it because I didn't know what to do. I was running my business. I had over 10,000 people in my organization who kind of counted on me, and I had all these bills to pay, and what do I do? And he goes, and the voice that I heard in my head was, give everything you got to Creating Champions for Life. And I'm so passionate about this message. I really believe that every mom and dad in the whole world deserves to at least know that there's another option outside of this whole authoritative parenting thing. Dr. Becky calls it authoritative control. Other experts call it gentle parenting, balanced parenting, attachment parenting. Whatever it is, it's all based on authoritative parenting. And it's not working, because if it was working, we wouldn't have a mental health crisis of our children on a global scale today. If it was working, then drug overdose wouldn't be the #1 cause of death for our teenagers and young adults. If it was working, then suicide wouldn't be the #2 cause of death for our teenagers we got to get this. We want to fix our kids. We want them to listen. We want them to cooperate. We want them to do their homework. But what I'm talking about here is if the oppositional defiant behavior continues for another 10 years, I don't think you want to know the repercussions of that. Anyways, if you want more than, like, say, cooperative kids, you want kids who are champions, independent, strong, self-reliant, successful, we can show you how to do that. There is a way. All we have to do is learn time-tested principles for cooperation that have been proven to transform even the most defiant, disruptive child behavior into healthy, happy, cooperative kids.